Technical discussion and offer for sale of used engine oil coolers. For Audi C5 A6 Quattro 4.2, 2000 to 2004, 4-door, S6 and RS6. A video by C5A6parts.com, a division of Old Car Life Extension Systems, OCLES, Inc. We support high-quality used OEM Audi parts. This how-to video is highly structured to your intended benefit, with not all that much video footage, but with emphasis on providing useful information. This approach makes a table of contents viable, which has been placed in the video description below for your convenience. To purchase a used unit, click the relevant link in the video description below. The oil cooler is a heat exchanger for engine oil and coolant. The oil cooler is installed inside the alternator bracket and is visible only after the bracket has been detached from the engine. The alternator bracket is attached to the passenger side of the engine and is a complex part fulfilling multiple functions. In addition to being the attachment base for the alternator and housing the oil cooler, the alternator bracket is also the base onto which the oil filter threads. It also houses the oil pressure sending unit and is the weight-bearing support for the passenger side engine mount. A short plastic coolant pipe connects the oil cooler to the engine block. This pipe deteriorates, causing a coolant leak on the passenger side. Some people dump stop leak into the cooling system, clogging the cooler and limiting coolant flow. Not good. Coolant flows between the alternator bracket and the rear of the engine via a long metal black pipe that runs the passenger side of the engine. In the oil cooler, 2 holes enable inflow and outflow of coolant, and 2 more holes enable inflow and outflow of engine oil. The alternator bracket has 2 pairs of corresponding holes that made up to the holes in the oil cooler. Replacing the oil cooler is a simple 5-bolt procedure once the alternator bracket has been detached from the engine. However, removing the alternator bracket requires first removing the alternator and detaching the long metal black coolant pipe. The most likely reason for removing the alternator bracket is to address a leak caused by the short plastic coolant pipe. In the description of this video is a link to another video on detaching the alternator from the bracket, and a link to yet another video on detaching the alternator bracket from the engine. Clogging or cracking is rare, but if your oil cooler is damaged, you can buy a used unit from us. Consider these instructions at your own risk and while using your own common sense. As mentioned previously, to enable access to the oil cooler, we remove the alternator and the alternator bracket. Links to the alternator and alternator bracket removal videos can be found in the video description below. The most difficult challenge is to access the alternator and the alternator bracket in the full context of the car. We made the following footage from under our company car with the camera pointing up at the alternator. The alternator is in the lower front passenger side and is blocked by many components. The 4.2 engine compartment is a tight fit out of necessity. Big engine, small car. The car is best put into the service position, which means the bumper comes off and the radiator support moves forward. That is by itself a fair amount of work. After that, we hope you have your radio security code and you know how to enter it. If so, disconnect the battery. You will need a 10mm wrench for the battery terminals. This video does not cover the preparations in detail. It focuses on how to remove the oil cooler once you have access. A T25 Torx socket is used to remove the actual oil cooler. Upon removal of the oil cooler, we end up with 5 25mm long Torx T25 bolts. With the alternator bracket detached, separating the oil cooler is simple. Remove the 5 Torx T25 bolts, then pull the oil cooler away from the alternator bracket. One option is to buy off-brand parts. Good luck with that. We hope we are competitively priced given that we guarantee these parts. If you don't like the part when you receive it, tell us and send it back for a full refund, including shipping charges both ways. No surprise, we prefer that you like and keep what you buy from us. Shipping to anywhere in the U.S. is $15 or so. We hope to be your best option and that you will buy from us. To purchase a used unit, click the relevant link in the video description below. This video is for only one type of part, but we actually offer hundreds of parts for Audi 1998 to 2004 C5 A6 models. We offer body parts, interior trim, exterior trim, electrical, mechanical, even engines and transmissions. We specialize in the ZF5 HP 24A automatic Tiptronic transmissions for the 4.2 V8 models. Our website features informative and how-to technical articles and, of course, our used parts store. Visit us today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this.